Welcome. This video provides an introduction to Ayantra. It begins with some background information about the company. It introduces our technology. It shows how a monitoring unit is typically installed for managing a remote on-site standby generator, and it summarizes the benefits of using our program. Beginning with the company, Ayantra was founded in 1995. It's headquartered in Fremont, California, on the outskirts of Silicon Valley. It's a privately held company. For the first 10 years, Ayantra was focused on custom development for specific solutions for large clients. Organizations like Greyhound Bus Lines, UPS, FedEx, Portland Gas and Electric. Each of these clients specified exactly what they needed in terms of size of the unit, power consumption, coverage, range, data volumes, and Ayantra developed a unique solution. Our client would test the solution, accept the solution, shake hands, and walk away. Around 2004-2005, the company shifted its focus away from custom development to become more of an out-of-the-box solution company. The company developed a platform called FleetSavvy. It's a very flexible platform that can be optimized for different types of applications. The FleetSavvy program is targeted towards managing remote industrial machines. Typical examples would include generators, compressors, pumps, heavy equipment, agriculture equipment, forklifts, cranes, etc. In most cases, these industrial machines operate off-road or in an unattended fashion. The FleetSavvy platform is very flexible. One version is optimized for generators, another version is optimized for cranes, another version is optimized for pumps, etc. Our go-to-market strategy consists of dealing with large equipment dealers and distributors, and occasionally heavy equipment rental companies. We rarely sell directly to end users. We usually work with distributors and dealers for three reasons. Number one, they are in constant deal flow. Number two, they have the technical expertise to install our monitoring units onto the customer machinery. And number three, the dealers and distributors typically have service contracts to maintain and repair the field equipment. The service companies benefit the most from this type of remote monitoring capability. The Ayantra units are designed, built, and supported from our offices in California. We ship all over the world. We've shipped over 100,000 private radio units, more than 30,000 cellular units. We've been granted one technology patent. We have another patent filed and in review. Our business focus is real simple. There are many organizations that have fleets of equipment scattered over a wide geographic area. It's very difficult to manage these widely dispersed assets. Manual methods are time-consuming and inaccurate, and they fail to meet regulatory and insurance industry requirements. However, by integrating multiple technologies, including machine control systems, GPS technology, ubiquitous access to the internet, and ubiquitous cellular coverage, Ayantra can deliver a very attractive wireless solution for managing these types of remote assets. It just makes sense to manage remote assets through this type of technology. We'd like to talk a little bit about where we fit in the big picture of GPS wireless systems. It's a large market, and virtually all of the major players have chosen specific market niches. The way to look at this slide is reading from left to right. The charges on the left are lower, and the charges towards the right are higher. Now, there are a couple of niches that Ayantra does not participate in. For example, there's a significant market for recovery of stolen vehicles or new car purchasers who can't make their monthly payment. LoJack dominates this field. There are other players as well. These types of systems are characterized by very low purchase charges for the equipment and little or no recurring service charges for the communications. At the other end of the scale are some very high-end systems for managing interstate trucking fleets. Qualcomm, Trimble, Fleetmatics, and other vendors dominate in this space. In this case, the fleet manager might be doing much more than merely managing the vehicle. He may be managing the driver and even the contents of the vehicle. These systems can be very sophisticated, including detailed tracking information and route optimization capabilities. The equipment acquisition charges can be significant, ranging up to a few $1,000s per vehicle, and the monthly recurring charges can be significant too, ranging from as little as $40 or $50 per month to several $100s per month. Ayantra does not participate in this market either. Our sweet spot is right in the middle. We call it the market for managing remote industrial assets, specifically things like generators, compressors, pumps, construction equipment, and ag equipment. There is no current market leader in this space. We intend to become the market leader in this space. We can do our monitoring by using a management by exception reporting architecture. In other words, we report when events occur. This means we have a very low data rate, which means we can go to market with very low costs. Our market philosophy is to deliver our products to our dealer partners, who can in turn sell to the end users at a price point that makes sense for the end user, while the dealers can still enjoy some revenue. Our business model features recurring revenues, which is good for us and it's good for our partners. We can occasionally expand beyond our target market by working with partners. For example, we partnered with a company called CompuStar to develop a solution for managing personal automobiles. It was our technology, but our partner branded it under the name of Drone Mobile. It has been very successful. They won some awards at the Consumer Electronics Show. They've sold many thousands of these units, and the people who bought them never knew that they were purchasing Ayantra technology. They only know us by the brand name Drone Mobile. We're also looking at other target markets where we may partner with well-positioned partners for fleet management for local fleets. By that I mean fleets of plumbing trucks or heating and air conditioning repairmen. These fleets of trucks will drive around in a local metropolitan type area, and we believe we can develop a very cost-attractive solution for those types of applications. But nonetheless, our focus is right here in the middle, the market for managing remote industrial assets. We like to tell our clients that they can log into one website, and from a single login, they can manage all of their different fleets of equipment. And within all of these different fleets of equipment, we will provide application-appropriate messaging from the remote device and application-appropriate reports from the website. And within all of these different categories of equipment, we can support any make or model of machine. This is a partial summary of our product portfolio. At the top of the list are the 3 different solutions we offer for managing different types of generators: transportable generators, on-site standby generators, and even residential generators. But you can see there's a long list of other industrial solutions we offer for managing different types of machines. At the bottom of this list is the Insta Alert program. This is a little bit different. Insta Alert is not designed for managing remote equipment. It is a lone worker safety system. Summarized briefly, the Insta Alert system can be used to cry for help if a remote worker should fall down, or if it should if he stops moving, or if he needs help for any reason. It turns out that many technicians operate at remote locations alone, and this type of worker safety system can be of great value to those service organizations concerned about remote workers. A little bit about the overall advantages of the Ayantra program. We partner with Verizon Wireless, offering the best coverage in the U.S. All of our units are designed, built, and supported in the U.S., and all of our units are shipped with a lifetime warranty. Ayantra will repair or replace any unit that should fail for any reason other than abuse, and that includes technological obsolescence. As the cellular industries keep moving forward, we will repair or replace any monitoring unit as needed to keep up with communications capabilities, and we'll do that at no charge for our partners. We offer a broad suite of solutions. We're constantly adding new solutions. Our systems can integrate with third-party software. We're very flexible in terms of our business engagement options. We're a well-established partner within the GPS marketplace and a good partner for a long-term relationship. Here's an overview of our flagship product. It's called FleetSentry-PRO, and it is designed for managing on-site standby generator. It provides the essential information including status of utility power, status of building power, and the generator status will be reported as either stopped or running in exercise mode or running in outage mode. The system can also report faults, battery level, of course the location. The website can provide service due reminders, and it can even remind fleet managers if a particular generator has failed to exercise as specified. The system can send real-time alert notifications as text messages or email messages to anybody that the fleet manager specifies. And from the website, users can collect various management reports, usage reports, and emissions compliance reports. Here's an overview about how the system would work. Beginning with the generator, an experienced technician would install the Ayantra unit on the machine. The Ayantra unit audits all activity on the machine, and it constantly checks its location via the fleet of GPS satellites. The monitoring unit will send messages via the Verizon wireless network. It will send a message every day regardless of activity. We call this the daily heartbeat message. In addition, it'll also report events as they occur, such as engine on or engine off, or loss of power, or weak battery, or anything else that might occur on the generator. All of the messages are stored on the Ayantra servers, and users can access the information from any internet-connected device. Any location, any device, any time of day, they can check the status of the fleet or drill down for details on any specific unit. And of course, users don't have to be online to be notified. The system can automatically send alert notifications directly to people's cell phones or emails when significant events occur, such as loss of power or a fault or anything else. We can support any make or model of generator, and the solution is very attractive for managing hybrid fleets. Here's an overview of the monitoring unit itself. It's fairly small, 5 inches by 3.5 inches by 1.5 inches thick. It features a clear cover so the technician can see the flashing LEDs on the inside, but it is very rugged. It's IP64 rated, NEMA 4 rated. You could literally install the monitoring unit on the exterior of the generator, and it'll survive the environment just fine. However, in most cases, the unit would be installed inside the generator enclosure, protecting it from the weather and hiding it from sight. We ship the unit with a GPS cell antenna. The picture here shows the smokestack style antenna. We're typically shipping most units nowadays with a hockey puck style antenna. The unit will automatically adapt to 12 or 24 volts. We can report faults for any make or model of controller by means of the Learn button. We'll get into that in more detail on the next slide. The unit also features 7 digital inputs. 3 of those inputs are predefined for specific purposes. One input reports the status of the engine, on or off. Another input reports the status of utility power, on or off. A third input reports the availability of building power, on or off. A fourth port can either report faults, or it can be connected to an Ayantra-provided fuel level sensor for very specific fuel level information. And the remaining 3 ports are each available to report any type of fault by connecting to contacts on the controller. The fault status will be reported as fault or normal. We don't report values like 65 psi or 185 degrees. We merely report if the condition is fault or normal. Now, the monitoring unit also has 2 digital outputs. One output can support a relay for remote commands. A typical use would be remote start and stop capability, or in some cases, a remote reboot capability for turning off the controller and then turning it back on again. The second port supports an optional system called TrueBat. TrueBat is a unique Ayantra solution. Summarized briefly, TrueBat system temporarily disconnects the battery charger from the battery and then places a small 7-watt load on the battery and detects any weakness and reports it immediately. It's a way of testing the battery and reporting any weakness before any problems occur. And of course, this is all done without any assistance from the battery charger. Here's an overview about how a monitoring unit would typically be installed. The antenna is typically secured on the roof of the generator. The monitoring unit is typically secured at or near the controller. And then the wires are connected between the antenna and the monitoring unit. And then the technician makes the following connections. We advise power and ground connections going directly to the battery terminals if possible, or as close as possible to the battery terminals if necessary. The yellow wire is connected to a contact on the controller or on the generator itself that provides 0 volts when the engine is off and either 12 or 24 volts when the engine is on. Another sensing wire is used to detect the status of utility power. The best option is to connect to the transfer switch if possible. If that is not an option, we provide an AC voltage detector that can be used to detect the status of utility power by going to the AC power block on the generator itself. Another wire is used for sensing the availability of building power. And again, the best option for connecting this wire is to go to the transfer switch if possible. As an alternative, we have a second AC voltage detector that can be used to connect to the AC power block on the generator itself. The unit is shipped with extensive installation instructions, and we've developed different installation architectures to accommodate almost any physical environment. Moving on, there are some additional inputs that can be connected to the controller to report any type of fault. Each input can be configured via the website to specify what type of fault is reported on which wire. One of those wires is also optionally available to be connected to the fuel level sensor provided by Ayantra. This is an option, and if it is required, it should be specified at time of order. The outputs are also optional connections. The first output can be connected to the Ayantra provided relay for remote commands such as remote start and stop. And the second output can be connected to the optional Ayantra TrueBat module to temporarily disconnect the battery from the battery charger and test the battery without assistance from the charger. Now, once the unit is installed, this is how it'll operate. It will send the daily heartbeat every day, regardless of activity. It'll report every time the engine is turned on or off. It'll report each time utility power is lost or restored, each time building power is lost or restored, each time a fault is detected, each time a user performance violation may occur, such as a geofence violation if the machine is moved, or a curfew violation if it's turned on at an improper time of day or night. We can also report if the battery goes low or if the battery is completely disconnected. The monitoring unit does include an internal backup battery that allows it to function for a few hours, even if the generator battery is disconnected. The website can also remind the fleet manager if a machine is due for service. The website can also remind the manager if the generator has not exercised as specified. Authorized users can access the website to send a command to the remote unit to force it to send an immediate update. We call that a ping. There's no charge to ping the remote unit. Every time the remote unit sends a message, the message includes the generator's location, current accumulated engine run hours, the status, whether it is stopped or running in exercise mode or running in outage mode. We'll also report the fault status and the battery level. Pricing. All of our units are sold directly to dealers, and the dealers in turn quote the prices to the end users. The equipment purchase and the service charges are mandatory. There are two options, one for the TrueBat system and the other for the optional fuel level sensor. That's an overview of the FleetSentry-PRO solution. The rest of this presentation goes into other solutions for managing transportable generators or residential generators. At this point, we can kind of wrap up the PowerPoint presentation, and let's take a look at what the website itself looks like. Thank you.